You keep letting us back in the house. We're here. It's atbshow.com. You can go to atbshow.com and see all the different places where all the faces are, all the accoutrements. We are brought to you by our dear friends Joe, Leslie, wait for it, JoJo, and it's Danielle, right?
Yep.
For the I'm
nice for the win.
I'm chipping away. I'm gonna chip my way into Joe's cold heart, where he only holds tickets.
Timmy will be in the box before you know it.
I will. I assure you, I will not be. I made fun of the man's hairline when he was on with us.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Wasn't my best moment, but I think we're still friends. Who knows? Anyway, our dear friends.
Rubber Shoes, do you still have a job or?
Oh God, the whole family works there.
Oh, okay.
They love me.
Merriam and Webster and look up nepotism. It's a family. It's the Christmas photo from the Corey household.
Oh my God!
And I got to tell you, this is this weekend. So Rubber Shoes and Scotty, you'll love this. Rubber Shoes and Gooch and me are playing golf on Saturday.
Let's go.
And we are going to be playing with the one and only Uncle Brian. So this is Rubber Shoes' cousin, obviously, Brian, lived in North Chelmsford. And I would go over, and this was the first time I remember sports radio, because it was just becoming a thing. EI was just becoming a thing. And Mr. Corey had it on all the time in the car. So he'd be driving us anywhere, and it was just on in the car, and he's yelling at the radio. And it's like, we have no idea what's going on. Little did we know we'd still be listening. Well, I'm listening to it years later. I know Rubber Shoes hates it, but that's okay.
Does Gooch call Rubber Shoes?
We like different shows.
We like different shows, yes. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the morning show. So does Gooch call Rubber Shoes Rubber? Yeah, that's part of the lexicon in the neighborhood.
It is, okay.
Yeah, you got to remember Rubber Shoes, clearly, as he's proven, he can start to work for a family company, decide to leave out of the conversation that he was an ardent Lakers fan in the 80s, and still grease his way into the company seats. Right?
Yeah, that's impressive.
So if William Francis Corey is anything, he's a chameleon.
See, yes, because I'm actually an adopted child in the neighborhood. I'm not from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that. Oh.
Yeah. So Rubber Shoes. So there's like two.
Actually, we met through my cousin.
Yeah, okay. I met Rubber Shoes through Brian. Yes, and there's like two. I'm going to say main drags. There's no main drags. There's two streets that make up our neighborhood. It's Longmeadow. That's where Gooch lived. And then Bentley, where a whole bunch of us lived. And then actually up on the top is Dave was up on Westwood. Fred was on Abbott. But anyway, it's that one big circle of connected streets. And yeah, Rubber Shoes just became part of the neighborhood by proxy. So it's just, he's in. So we have a neighborhood 12-person text thread.
What?
For Chelmsford. Yeah. So when we were growing up, if we were playing like basketball in front of my parents' house, we had people on the bench.
Wow, that's insane.
It wasn't like we needed a few more people to have a game. Like we had.
And Tommy is also an adopted. Right. Well, you guys met through Boy Scouts, right?
Tommy was Boy Scouts. Yep. Tommy's adopted in. Kenny's.
How far did you make it in Boy Scouts, Timmy?
First class.
First class. Got it.
Yes. I was not committed enough to worry about Eagle Scout. But
I was going to say I didn't know if you were an Eagle Scout.
Tommy made it up pretty far, didn't he?
I feel like Tommy probably Gooch did Eagle Scout.
Wow.
I think Tommy did. I think Tommy.
That's no joke, man. That's not easy to do.
It's not a joke at all. Not a joke at all. No. Yeah. There was a whole shady undertaking that took place with Troop 70. I'm pushing them into traffic right now as we speak.
What is happening?
Maybe I shouldn't use any names.
Is
but
the statute of limitations up or no?
So what is it, Rubber Shoes?
Detroit is up 5-2.
Oh, I love that. Detroit could knock out Houston, and Houston goes home. I love that.
Yep.
I have the other game on right now. So Troop 77, St. Mary's in Chelmsford. Just to protect the I won't use any names, just to protect the innocent. We had a couple there were two brothers that were in our troop, and their dad was a construction guy. I will keep all these names out of it. And he one year just decided he was gonna fund a trip for anybody in the troop that wanted to go. So the first summer, Rubber Shoes loves this.
Go
Was it
where?
to Thailand?
Right? Can you see Shirley? Where's my Timothy? Bangkok has him now. Yep. So the first trip was the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
And we did the Grand Canyon and Vegas, if you can believe it.
Wait, you only made it to first grade and you went out to the Grand Canyon?
No, first class, not first grade. There's
Oh, sorry. I thought you said first grade.
No, we'll let him finish the show. Just this one. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Management's going to call you afterwards. Holy, yeah. Scotty's just going to go walk around the yard at this point. What do you got going, Scotty? What are you drinking?
There's a little concoction in here, a little situation. Yeah. It's been a long week.
Scotty just made his own drink. It's called Wednesday. Wish it was Friday. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 1000%.
What do you got? Sun Cruise?
Sun Cruiser, peach, vodka, iced
Still
tea.
pounding the water. I love it, Timmy.
I'm killing my Evian. So that was the first summer. Then word gets out. So now kids that are connected to the parish, Maddie DeVoe, who grew up across the street from me, we got all these kids jumping on the bandwagon because as soon as we get back from our first trip, which was amazing, by the way, he announces the next one. And we were going to the West Coast. It was like a Cali trip.
Wow.
Like we went to like San Diego. I forget where we ended up going. Like Anaheim, San Diego, all this stuff. The third trip, we were supposed to go to Alaska. And don't you know, he got clipped for tax evasion. Oh, it was a
shocking development right there.
It was a super tax.
Oh my God.
I remember my dad, Richard Lindsay, like somebody get my checkbook. You're taking my son away from me? Awesome. How much does it cost?
Get out of here.
And then when he realized the whole neighborhood's going to be gone, my dad's like, I'll write a check for all of you assholes. Just everybody get on that bus. So we never got to the third trip. It was supposed to be Alaska.
Oh, wow.
That would have been amazing. But yeah, so that we had a really cool Boy Scout troop, and it was also a Dateline episode. But so I think we sort of have a different idea what Boy Scouts is all about. But
you remember what Dateline did, right? They didn't do tax evasion.
They do all things. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny though. That's like way before anybody did. Back in the day, we didn't do as much flying as people do now. I mean, now people fly all over the place, so that's actually a big deal to bring a troop all the way across the country.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember perfectly.
I did it on Stagecoach.
What's that?
Oh, you didn't fly?
No, Stagecoach. You know how old we are, right?
We flew.
Oh, I thought you meant Stagecoach, like the buses or something.
Like the bus company.
No,
honestly, I think our first trip, all the parents had to pay per kid. Obviously, gear them up and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure.
All you had to pay per kid was $200.
Wow.
My dad's like, I'll pay for the whole neighborhood. Get you assholes out of here for a couple of weeks. So
he was using his money from Uncle Sam to pay for it.
And we had a whole bunch of hikes before that first trip. We had a whole bunch of hikes we had to complete because when we got to the Grand Canyon, only some of us that had completed the hikes, we hiked down into the canyon, whitewater rafted, then hiked back out.
Come on, that's amazing! What an experience!
It's amazing. And I forget what year I was, but we're probably talking like 8th grade, freshman year.
That's amazing.
So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, so we got playoff baseball going on right now. What's that, Scotty? What's that?
I was being an asshole. I said 1970. I was being an asshole.
Oh, you're not far off. And every once in a while in our neighborhood thread, the pictures surface, and it's tragic. It's tragic. Gooch and I have our socks pulled up to our nipples, like with Kevin McHale in the '81 playoffs. It's not great. It's not great. It's not great.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So the games that are on right now, Rubber Shoes, Houston loses, they're out, right?
Yep.
And then the other one, I'm watching KC in Baltimore.
Yeah, if Baltimore loses, they're out.
Interesting. All right. I'm actually rooting for Baltimore.
What are these games getting for ratings these days? I thought baseball was dying. Now all of a sudden this year I'm hearing it's like back.
Tim and I are watching.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. This is on by happenstance. I put on ESPN in the morning and just
out of the ratings.
Yeah, they're not upset about the ratings. They're getting my ratings.
Yeah.
So that's going on. The Red Sox are done. I think most of us were pretty happy. I don't know who had a chance to watch on Sunday. They actually simulcast Castiglione, which was great. And they would normally, like in years past, he would finish calling. They'd go to, they would go to, what am I thinking of? Shaw's and Star Market. We'll be right back on the Red Sox Radio Network. They would take a break, and then he would come back and read Greenfields of the Mind. He went right to it because they knew they wanted to capture that. So he finished the call, and he talked about Kent Coleman being his predecessor and handing this down to him, and then he read it, which was awesome. They broke away. Will Fleming couldn't make words.
Yeah, I know.
Which I thought was really in
him and McDonough were both all choked up.
Him and McDonough couldn't talk. It was crazy. And like Nesson's just like, we gotta go. We gotta go. We specialize in grown men crying at the trade deadline. We'll do that later. Yeah.
I flipped it back over to the radio after Nesson signed off from them, and they was trying to talk to him for like 5 minutes, and they couldn't get anything out. They're like, how are you not choked up? We can barely talk in here, and you're cruising right through all this.
So let me ask you:
you choked up, Rubbish Juice? Oh, sorry, Scotty.
Oh yeah, I was bawling.
For real?
Oh, yeah, I turned to Janina. I definitely had tears in my eyes. I turned to Janina. I was like, "Fuck."
So,
like, if you think about it, 42 years. I was 11. Like it's yeah.
I was 3.
Scotty was 2. You were 3.
We were eating dinner with Little Shoes and Little Heels.
Little Heels.
And I go to Tyler. I'm like, "You sure you want to stay out here? Because you want your girlfriend to see me crying?"
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
He's like, "It'll be fine." I'm like, "All right." Oh yeah,
Scotty, what were you gonna say?
Crying.
I was thinking, like, so with Castig, there's 2 things that I was thinking of when it was happening was, to talk about on the show, is one of them was like, obviously, I think I can guess what everyone's favorite call from him is. At least I assume, back to folk. Red Sox fans have long, that's
Can you believe
86 years. Can you believe it?
Well, and that was the second part was, can you believe it? Is that, and I don't feel like it is as popular as it probably should be. Like you hear like, "Oh, Yankees win," that douche, and all that. But I feel like, where do you rank Can You Believe It? Obviously we're going to be biased, but compared to like some of the other calls, and that, cross sports, whatever you want to think of, if you think of like some amazing either calls or just, Al Michaels, the whole "he did what" and all that, right? You know what I mean? Like,
do you
like
believe
that.
in miracles? Well, see, I put "Do you believe in miracles" with "Can you believe it?" because it was a one-time thing. It wasn't like the Yankees win is after every freaking game they win. It's not special, even if it's with a World Series.
He said, "Can you believe it?" quite a bit, though. I mean, that was like one of his calling cards. I feel like
I think
he didn't say it every game.
He may have said it a few times, but I mean I think it's more special because it wasn't. It's like kind of for that one moment.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think the one that I love the most, because it's just after 42 years, and obviously, like, even if he wasn't a fan, I don't know how you couldn't become a fan of the team that you're calling for. After 42 years, just the disdain of "It's a pop-up." Like,
swing and a pop-up. Yeah.
Always my favorite calls were, high drive to left field, going back, and he catches it at the wall. And it's, he caught it at short.
Strand 3. We'll be right back on the Red Sox Radio Network, brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market. Not a sponsor. I don't know why I keep saying that, but that's baked in.
It's a good impression, though, Timmy.
I love it.
Thanks, at least with Castig's calls, It
was fine. It was fine. Scotty, it was fine.
The long drives, they're at least caught at the wall
2 out of 2,
or in the warning track. Some of these guys say it, and it's like 10, 15 feet in front of the warning track. It's like, what the hell were you watching?
Yep.
So are you, Scotty, are you trying to put it in historical significance, that call in historical significance with other Boston calls, or just in general?
Both, I guess. I mean, just in general, just getting your thoughts on it. You know what I mean? It's obviously it's for us, it's so, 2004 was such a 20 years ago, of course, so that's like a big thing as well. So it was for me, it's obviously it's right up there with some of the greatest calls of all time. That's for sure.
To me, the best Boston call of all time is Johnny Most on the bird steal. I mean, that to me, that's like so great. Iconic. It's definitely the best Celtics call ever. I think
that one sucked.
Oh,
wow!
Wait, what? Why?
Wow!
Just
because he was like a Pistons fan. I think that was in his Pistons era.
No, but all seriousness, there's a lot of Johnny Most calls. Like with the fight,
he was amazing.
With the fights that with
Lambert.
Lambert, oh my god!
Oh my
god!
Hang on.
Those
I
are
want to
great
play
calls.
one of my favorites. Hang on. Here we go.
Even me being on the other side.
Collie and Tompkins left Brady throws it to the end zone for Tim Brown. Tompkins leaping.
Joe Pony, where's the beef?
Yeah, because Zolak's out of his tree. That's why.
Yeah, but that was like a regular season game, though.
Such a great moment, though. That was such a great moment.
Where's the beef?
They had no business winning that game at all. No business. Yeah.
Unicorn show ponies. Where's the beef? That's I'm not even lying. That's one of my favorite Boston.
My favorite. So mine, and this will shock absolutely no one, especially with the shirt that I'm wearing, is Santos when the Patriots won when Vinatieri kicked it through.
Oh
you could hear it in his voice when he says the Patriots are world champions. You could just hear it in his voice, like almost the disbelief that it was actually happening.
Yeah,
it was happening like right in front of him.
Him and
just,
Gino,
it was just unbelievable. Gino was
Gino
awesome.
were they were.
Oh, that was such a great tandem.
Unmatched.
See that's what sucks about now. Like most of the sports with the TV, you lose the TV broadcasters, so you don't get the iconic calls from your home TV broadcasters nowadays, which is a shame. I mean, football doesn't have home broadcasters anyway, but like baseball, it would have been great to have Remy and so that would have, or Scylla would have been that back then in the first 04.
I found my favorite. It's at least tied for first. Hang on.
Flutie the Phelan.
Hold it back a little bit. There you go.
Turn it up a little bit if you can.
Yep. Flutie the Phelan.
I mean, I like it, Timmy, but honestly.
Tim,
top
do
five?
you know?
Top five for you?
It's not up there when UMass was.
I know you.
When UMass won the national championship my freshman year, you should hear some of those calls. They're not on YouTube. They're in my mind.
They're in my mind.
I know you don't believe me that I was and still am a Boston College football fan.
I don't know how you have room on that bandwagon you drive around your life.
My brother
I think I just made
a Cotton Bowl jersey from that year.
Of course, he did. Who did they play?
I don't remember.
Houston.
I didn't know Modell's was open back then.
And my brother and I reenacted that play probably thousands of times. We did Flutie to Phelan in our backyard.
The greatest part of that whole night was Gooch was at the house. All great stories start with Gooch was at the house, and
he was 15 and trashed.
I jumped in the air and whacked my head into the ceiling fan that was moving a pretty good clip.
Oh my god!
So I was almost unconscious. Wasn't great, but
wow.
You guys had low ceilings, huh?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You've talked about your vertical
that's
before.
tough.
It's not,
That's tough.
it's not
That's
yeah,
tough.
yeah,
spectacular,
yeah,
so.
yeah. It's okay.
What's in that
It's all right.
concoction you got there, Scotty?
He
Stuff.
He emptied all the
he's got
bottles
some
into
Hendrix
one.
going. I think he's got some Hendrix going.
Yeah.
Sure,
Whatever he could find.
Yeah.
Right. Just throw it in
So
there.
do we? Couple things. I thought it was interesting how they came out and had their press conference, and Craig Breslow was like making it sound like they really worked at it this year. Like that was just like that press conference shouldn't even happen with the year they had. Anyway, back to radio real quick. Do you think it's a fait accompli that Sean McDonough gets the job? The fact that he was there.
So
I mean, everyone was there. Don't get me wrong, but
Won't they?
he, McDonough wasn't even supposed to work that day. He just came there.
Okay.
And so he did it for free that night, the last game.
Yeah.
Will Fleming did mentions like, oh, I'd love to have you back next year, and he didn't answer yes or no that he'd be back next year. So maybe there's something in the works. It's hard. I mean, he's doing the baseball games. He was on one of the ESPN games last night. I think the Padres game he was doing.
And he's got the hockey. He's got the NHL contract with ESPN too.
He doesn't have a lot going on during baseball season, so I don't think he's gonna get. I don't think he's gonna do every game, but my gut tells me he's gonna
strong part of the
do
rotation.
the majority of them. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he is so good. McDonough is. I think a lot of people forget about how him and Remy were the first to start all that witty banter, and then Orsillo just kept going and made it as good as. But McDonough, he has that back and forth with Joe. He had the back and forth with Will Fleming. So I really hope, because that it's going to be. I have over the last few seasons started to appreciate Will Fleming. I do appreciate. I like how he does the games, and I would love to hear McDonough while I'm sitting by the pool. I don't.
Oh my God!
It's
all goes back to the pool.
That's because that's all I do.
All
I listen to the radio call by the pool,
Yes.
and so it's like it was always,
make you feel like a kid again.
with a little
Such a townie, the old
and
fire
there are
floating in his
like
pool, listening to the Red Sox on his transistor radio.
I don't like Merloni on the radio. I do like him
over
on
for
Nesson.
a beer, dude.
I
We'll
don't.
get in
I
the
don't
pool
like him
and listen
on.
to the Sox.
I don't like his radio call.
All right.
Lots of opinions.
How ridiculous is it that they do you think they're going to actually put Charlie Hustle in the Hall of Fame now?
I was listening to, is it Rappaport that does the baseball for ESPN? Or
no, Rappaport's football.
No,
Rappaport's football.
Yeah.
Which guy was it? So one of the guys for ESPN, the beat guy,
Tim Kirkton,
said that he is on the uneligible list, so he can't go in with the writers. Like the writers can't put him in, the old timers that vote him in, like how they got Harold Baines in, like those guys, they can't even try to get him in unless he gets off the uneligible list. So, and I don't think that's baseball. I think that's the Hall of Fame that has him on the ineligible list. So the Hall of Fame has to change it.
Did you cry when he passed, Rubber Shoes?
Oh yeah, my son texted me. My son had just gone to the gym and saw it while he was there on the ticker, and he texted me, and Pete Rose was my favorite player as a kid. Yaz was my favorite Red Sox. Pete Rose was my favorite player.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chernick. That's your. You guys know him. I don't.
Chernick's one of the boys. Yes. Yeah.
He just said something on.
He said that McDonough's the GOAT and remembers him on WSPK TV 38.
Yes, remember when it used to be on 38? Oh
Yes,
my God. Oh
remember Chris.
my God.
What is it now? My TV or something? Is that what it is?
My TV. Yeah,
Is it really? CW that I don't remember what one it is.
CW is 56.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, 30.
It was so much better when they just did it by the call letters. And you just like remembered all the call letters.
Yeah.
Yep.
LVI. Great.
WMUR.
I used to love LVI.
Yes.
We all still remember WMUR, Timmy.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love MUR. Every once in a while I'll catch it and Jeff Berlin pops on and he's like, "You're home for storm coverage, WMUR."
It's the dumbest call because they're just
like
nobody
stuck in the 70s.
Nobody covers New Hampshire like WMUR. Nobody else is trying.
Nobody else covers it.
It's the only news station.
It's the only station. Yeah.
It's the only
Even
news
Maine has
station.
more than one.
Nobody
Even
else
Maine
is
has
reading the
more than
paper.
one. Even Maine has
Holy
more than
shit.
one. I'm just saying.
Holy shit.
We only have really one highway, but we have more than one TV station.
Couple in Portland, right, Scotty?
290. You want to call 295 a highway? Oh, sorry. Yes,
No,
there are
MTW, right?
Yep.
MTW,
Yeah.
And then for the ABC is WCVB, I believe it is.
No,
That's Boston.
That's Boston.
CVB is Boston.
Oh no, sorry. That's so I'll have to look it up now. I don't know.
There'll be a quiz later.
Freaking Hulu has messed me all up because
It's
Hulu
important.
gives me both options, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
Usually, because I'm like at that point, I'm watching just the sports, so I'm like
Whichever one you want to watch.
Something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Portland, sometimes it's Boston. I don't know.
Yeah.
So CVB's been the popular vote apparently for me.
CVB is a good station. Timmy, what are you? BZ, CVB, or HDH? I can't remember.
What do you mean, like for news?
Yeah, for your news.
I go home and I'd be watching ABC. So like
ABC,
we're on MUR.
Oh yeah, right. Your boyfriend's is on.
We got to get the local news on MUR. Did Houston lose?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Rubbish.
Houston's out. Phenomenal.
I love that.
Yeah, and then we would watch national ABC. David Muir.
I will say he is a handsome man.
It's a good looking guy. It's a good looking
he
guy.
is.
Yep.
Yep.
Look at Scotty. What is happening right now?
Listen, Scotty, you can have an opinion. All right, it's okay to have an opinion. It's okay.
We're very.
My opinion was the side eye. That was my opinion.
That was his opinion.
That was it.
Like I'm gonna have 3 more sips of this drink. Give them the side eye. We're gonna move on to the Bruins. Are we losing him? He's asking for a trade, much like Devontae Adams is asking for a trade. Are we losing
I'm sure
him?
the Patriots will get him.
That's not gonna happen.
So
Danny Ainge is working on it.
I was joking. I know it's not gonna happen.
The word I heard on the way home is they're saying that it's going to be hard to do a trade with them, especially right now. And they still have him. I don't know. It's not a good situation. I don't know what. They still have him under his control for one more season. So if he doesn't play this year, he's still they can go to arbitration again next year. And I mean, he doesn't earn his free agency until he plays. So
it's they should have held on to Allmark.
Yeah, they really
if they knew
screwed
that they were going to pull this. And I'm not saying they, because we talked about this on the chat. I think Cam's telling the truth. I think they did make a $64 million offer. It's clearly not what he wants because he wants to reset the goalie market. But I don't know. And they talk about all the time that the goalie coach, Goalie Bob, could make any goalie great. Like
Goalie Bob.
Goalie Bob.
Yeah.
Apparently the goalie coach. Yeah.
Abba Senza.
Yeah, Senza. Yeah, he's gonna make. He's gonna make
Dante Scarnecchia of goalies.
Yeah,
goalies.
He's gonna make any goalie great. They should have held on to Allmark until they knew that this was gonna be wrapped up. It seems like they shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they should have
I wonder if
Swayman signed.
I wonder if one of those things where, like, I wonder if, and maybe, I mean, this is probably not really Neely's style, but if Swayman and his representatives were like, yeah, no, we're absolutely, we want to stay here, we want to be here, because he's mentioned that Swayman has said that he's wanted to stay here. and they made it maybe seem that it was going to be easier than they anticipated, than it has been. And maybe they're like, okay, well, we can let Omar go because we know we're going to lock him up, because that's what it sounds like. We're on the same page. And now, you know what I mean? I'm wondering if it was something to that effect. I feel like it definitely could have been, but
well,
that's that's my feeling also. Like, I don't think that they would have done this if they didn't think that it was going to be an easy transition.
Yep.
But if they had no idea, like if they hadn't even talked to him, and like, yeah, he wants to be here, but if you had no idea of what he was asking for before you traded Allmark, then that's on them.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. When does that starts next Tuesday, right? Regular season's next Tuesday?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. They have 2 more preseason games.
I can't believe it's hockey season already and basketball season. It's crazy.
And basketball season.
it's the best month of the
Crazy.
year. October is the best month of the year.
Yeah. Are you, so Scotty, are you flying over to Abu Dhabi to report live on what's happening?
Nope.
They landed today, right?
Yeah, they did.
I think
they play,
yesterday or
they
today?
play
Yeah.
noon today, because they play noon on Friday. So they landed today to adjust to like time zone and stuff like that. At least they were supposed to. Maybe
What's
they're not there.
the reasoning by if you were going to ask Adam Silver, like what would he tell you the reasoning is that they're going to send the Celtics over to Abu Dhabi? Is it just like a goodwill trip? I mean, they're not trying to
Grow
pull
the
like
game.
the NFL and expand to London, are they?
I think
Money.
for the other 2 for 2, as Adam said earlier, money and to grow the game. You know,
Okay.
I think it's both of those things, and it's a great opportunity. You think about it, that when was the last time they were there? Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a chance for them to to expand the market. And I mean, it's not like the NFL, where the NFL is like thinking of both, getting a stadium
London,
or bringing
Germany,
a team into Brazil or to London or whatever. It's not quite like that, but it's an opportunity to grow the game for sure. And I think honestly, it's a good opportunity for for the Celtics too. I always think of whenever like a team goes on trips like this, where obviously the Celtics 2008 season. God, now I'm blanking on it. It's
Went to Greece, right?
yeah, but they came back with like they had like it's
Linux
Ubuntu. Makes me think of the Linux operating system, Ubuntu or whatever. Yeah, so because nerd, but yeah, like
Linux
it's always
system.
a good opportunity for them to kind of bond and get closer, as a team. So not that they really need to, because they've just won a championship together, basically the same team. But and I know Porzingis has come out a few times already over the last few days. Even he's still pressing to trying to get back earlier than usual, but. We'll
Put him in a glass case. Don't pull him out until March.
Yeah, no, he won't come back until December. But I don't think you'll see a lot of the starters Friday at noon. You might see a few, but it's not like one of those things where Timmy, thank God you finally did watch The Last Dance, where you saw Jordan when they were in France, and Jordan played a bunch of minutes because there was no Pippen and there was no Rodman and whatever, and Jordan ended up playing a bunch. You're not going to see that. I don't think you'll see a lot of those guys.
You don't think they'll at least start the starters?
Yeah, I think
no. I'm not saying you're not going to see them. You won't see a lot of them.
A lot of them. Got it. That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I think they'll all start because the money that they're paying to have them go over there, they're pretty. So I know WWE goes over there a lot. UFC goes over there a lot, and they like some of the best cards they have for UFC are over there because they want to see the good stuff. They're not just they don't want you to just come over and yay, it's basketball. No, we want to see Tatum and Brown, and we want to see the star. Who are they're playing the Nuggets over
Denver.
there? Yeah, last 2 champions.
And Jamal
they want to see Jokic. They want to see Murray. They want to see Tatum. That those guys are gonna have to play some.
I also think it's hilarious, and it's funny because with the Knicks getting Cat, I thought was it reeks of desperation. And I feel bad.
Horrible
I honestly feel bad for Minnesota a little bit because, it's a much larger shakeup for the Minnesota team than it is for New York. But they did that to I think they were feeling some pressure because obviously with the Celtics being what they are and Philadelphia getting, PG-13, and then, they had to do something. Those are, the closest big market teams to them. So, them bringing in Cat, I thought was, it made me giggle a little bit. I mean, I think it's a good fit for them, but it doesn't scare anybody.
So speaking of scared, Kendrick Perkins went on and said that nobody is scared of the Celtics.
Oh,
but
I saw that. Yeah.
The Sixers went out and got Paul George. The Knicks went out and got this trade last minute, so they're not getting it because they think they're not afraid of the Celtics, right, Kendrick?
Well, I think the Knicks went out because they needed a center, right? And he was the best available center, and he can also spread the floor like DiVincenzo did. I think personally, and not to get too deep into the Knicks because I could give two shits, but
easy.
Them losing DiVincenzo is a bigger part of that story to me than losing Randall, and I think DiVincenzo is going to be a good piece for probably off the bench, don't you think, Scotty? He'll probably come off the bench for the Wolves, but he's a good guy to have come off the bench. And the thing about it is, and people, I don't think basketball people look at this like the GMs and stuff always look at this, but the Knicks, what made them special at the end of last year was their chemistry. And Cat is a horrible chemistry guy from everything that you hear.
Look what happened to the Bucks last year.
And exactly. So, it looks good. His scoring looks good on paper. He's one of the top 25 guys probably in the league. But if he comes in and just messes with that chemistry and they lose DiVincenzo, I don't know. Everybody's saying, they're one of the favorites to challenge the Celtics. I'll have to see it before I believe it. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that.
Figured the Bucks lost Holiday, who was a guy who will play his role. He'll do whatever you ask him. And then they brought in Dame, who's an ego guy. And it's kind of the same thing that the Knicks just did.
Well, it's also, those two are, it's about defense between those two guys, right? Dame doesn't play a lick of defense. He doesn't.
Right.
And Drew Holiday is an all defensive player and has been for many, many years. So for that is a huge difference. To me, the biggest challenge, I think, for the Celtics in the East will be Indiana. I think they have a really good, young, cohesive unit. I think they're really, really talented and they're well coached. So that to me is the biggest challenge. If they stay healthy, I see Halliburton having a monster year.
Yeah, he's gonna have a leap this year. Yeah.
But you brought up Perk, Billy, and one of the things I thought was funny was during that conversation, Zach Lowe disagreed with him. Right? Zach Lowe said, "Oh no, there's plenty of teams." Actually, I think he said at first there's plenty of teams that were scared of the Celtics, or terrified, or something to that effect. And then Perk was like, "No one's scared." Blah blah blah. No, whatever. What, a day and a half later, 2 days later,
he's
gone. They fired Zach Lowe. Yeah. So I'm like, is Perk just running the NBA shit over there? Like, now you can't disagree with me. You gone. Or like, the ESPN's a hot mess anyway. But it's just, I thought that was pretty funny. And now instead of having someone reasonable like Zach Lowe, who was, I would say, when it comes to ESPN and NBA takes, I actually enjoyed like 70% of his takes, which is pretty high when it comes to most of the personalities there. Now we have to list Perk, who I agree with like 10% of his takes. So that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, Perk fits right into the ESPN mold, right? He's got flame shooting out of his ass every day. So he's constantly
LeBron.
Right. How many times do you see on social media, his hot take of the day and he's just saying something absurd, like nobody's scared of the Celtics. That's absurd.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed Zach Lowe's going to be gone, but I'm sure he'll pop up on some podcast or
maybe or is that Fox Sports or something?
Or Fox Sports or something.
They'll be fine. But not people that won't be fine. I don't think Foxborough will be interesting. Billy, you said you got tickets to the game. Are you sitting like in box seats?
What?
Or
private suite?
Get up!
What the fuck? Can I get some fucking friends I mean, what?
I am working at the wrong place. What is happening?
It's through AAA Work Trucks. It's one of our
wow.
One of our biggest
Imagine my surprise.
clients.
Big surprise.
Yep.
One of our biggest clients who has they're like a national company, so they have
Leslie, I can drive a van too. I can go
two,
places.
They have
Talk about
two suites, I believe. This company.
My wife can look disgusted on your
You have
TV
2
commercial. It's
suites,
not a
or
problem.
what? One for the steak chips, the other one for your ego. What are we doing?
No, this
happening?
this company has
What are
season
we
tickets of 2 suites.
2 suites?
Yeah.
Come on, Rubber Shoes. What is
I
happening?
can't get. I've been on waiting 10 years for season tickets.
Can't you just bring one? All 3 of us? It's not that big of a deal, Rubber Shoes.
No.
So I'm going with my sales manager, and then actually my Tyler is going with his friend because his friend's dad has season tickets, and his friend is a Miami Dolphins fan, so his friend goes to the Dolphins game every year and takes
I'm about to
Tyler
ask
to
a
it.
tremendously horrifying question. Are you wearing your
Don't
Dan
ask
Marino
it.
shirt?
Oh,
I don't have a
no.
Dan
I
Marino.
have a Dan Marino shirt. Okay.
No,
How is
so
that even
Questioning
possible?
that immediately.
Christmas,
Mm,
2-3 years ago, I said, I either want the John Elway or the Dan Marino. You choose, and I got the Elway. Which
you,
it's
who
a
are
number
you talking
7.
to?
so
Are
I
you
kinda
talking to
like
yourself in the mirror?
that. No, I was telling my wife. That's
Oh.
what I want. One of those jerseys for Christmas. You choose.
Scotty's over there choking to death on the cold hard truth.
Why? I'm a great quarterback. Look, two of the all-time greats, but why?
Okay. Let
It's
me put this in
confusing.
perspective. Okay,
No,
so
we don't have enough
Tim-
fucking
Oh, we
time.
don't, perspective is
understands.
not necessary. It's not
Timmy
necessary.
understands because he's my age.
It was rhetorical. Damn it.
Oh, wow. Now,
Oh,
Back
now
in-
it's an
now we're
age
back in
thing.
the
All right.
now we're
80s
attacking the age demographic.
Back in the
when-
80s, we
back when there were
didn't
only 2 teams, shirts,
we
and
didn't get to
skins.
see the Patriots. I mean,
Oh my
if you go
God.
back to the 70s, Tim and I would talk about this when we by ourselves a couple weeks ago. We both had Steelers jackets back in the 70s because
it's all you can get. Yep.
it's like you weren't watching the Patriots every week. You didn't even get to. You probably got to see
Okay, I get that.
one
I get that.
one Red Sox game a week.
But when are you?
I mean,
what-
I
what
was
is- what-
a Dodgers
what-
fan back then because that's who was on the TV all the time.
I get that. No, I get that, and that's your go-to, and I fucking get it. Here's the thing: I have to ask: what
I
is
still
the
love it.
situation, the social situation that you're getting yourself into? Where you're like, you know what? I'm wearing the fucking Elway today. I mean, you're not cheering for the Broncos, right? You're not cheering for the.
I
Dolphins.
usually wear those to the
Tucked away. It's tucked
to
away.
the big card shows that I go to. I'll wear the Bo Jackson or the Elway or the because everyone's like, oh yeah, Bo Jackson or John Elway.
So
they
when you go
appreciate
to
the
a
Hall of Famers,
multi-day card event.
I mean,
are
I
you
got
like
the- I got
Cher?
Pete
Are they
Rose
do
on
they
right
have
now.
To vamp in between appearances, and you go backstage and put on a new shirt, and then come back out.
No.
Like, are you sure?
No, there's no wardrobe changes. No.
Wow,
That's surprising. I have to be honest. That's surprising.
that rolled right off the tongue like he said it before in court. Right? There's no
Yeah,
wardrobe
yeah,
changes. Like,
yeah.
there's definitely wardrobe changes. Holy shit!
Oh my God! Even better, by the way, I just got the alert that the Tigers eliminated the Astros, where Andy Ibanez has hit a pinch hit 3-run home run in a 4-run 8th inning, and they won 5-2. I wonder if you heard trash cans before the pitch was thrown.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I was
Well,
actually in
they're out.
Houston. Probably not.
They're
but
out.
That's okay.
Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
no.
They're
Okay.
out. Thank goodness.
Love that.
Before we
Thank
get to the
goodness.
Patriots, can I ask Rubber Shoes a question? And if you've covered this before on the show, Mr. McMahon, have you watched any of that?
I have not. I don't have Netflix yet.
And this
Where-
isn't bringing you in?
It's close, but it's because Tyler's like, we gotta get.
He's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so.
I watched it.
confused by
I
where
watched
you
it. I
make
got to
your
be honest. I watched
purchases.
it. It was very
Stevie's
compelling.
My brother's watching it too, and I think
Yeah.
Chris is watching it too. But yeah, they're loving it. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet.
So
but
It's
they're
very
loving it.
compelling.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
get it.
Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
And
a six
so
part documentary.
It's got to be.
Steve
great.
says he was an
Netflix does
asshole.
such a good job.
Yeah,
What's
and he's trying to say, oh, they edited stuff in and out. Vince McMahon tried to buy it so it wouldn't get aired. So that should tell you
everything you need to know.
the
definitely.
deal about it. That it's probably pretty true, the stuff that comes out in that.
I actually thought it was
amazing.
pretty even-handed, actually, considering what it was about. You know, I
Have
mean,
you watched the whole thing? Isn't
I
there
watched all
different
6
parts?
episodes. No, I watched
Okay.
all 6 episodes because I have, nothing better to do.
I love
but
that you leaned into 6 episodes of a grappling documentary. I feel like
It's
I gotta go
compelling.
lay down.
Well, the thing is that I have to,
There's a
I
lot
will
happening.
unveil one of my picadillos is that when I was in college, I watched a lot of wrestling. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it since I graduated.
And the Lakers come out to play. Wow.
No, I have no.
So
I have
what
no
years
split
were that?
loyalties
What
on
year?
the sports front.
I don't
But
know,
I
but he
used
said Picadillo, so back it up. I'm sure it's going to be quite a few years ago. Picadillos? Who the fuck says that? One of my Picadillos.
What
So
years are we talking?
You're talking like
This show is
98,
off the
99 to 2001 or whatever. It was like
so
the
that-
Attitude Era.
Attitude
It
Era.
was like,
Yeah,
it
that's
was like The Rock.
the
and-
best.
The only
best
reason I
era.
know what it's called is because of
Yeah.
the documentary. I didn't know it was called the
That's-
Attitude Era until
that's-
the
Did you say
documentary.
So yeah,
2001? Isn't that
Stone
2000?
Cold, The Rock,
Yeah.
John Cena, all in at the same time.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. It was,
The gold-
and it was
the golden
fun to
age
watch.
of wrestling.
However,
All right,
when you
all
watch
right.
the
We're brought to you
documentary,
by
it's a little.
AAA work trucks. We thank you for
Are
hanging
we-
out this
Are
week.
we wrapping up?
You
All right.
just fucking said the golden age of wrestling. I have to go. I have
That
to
was-
go.
2001. What the fuck is 2001?
I have
What
to
are
go
you
That was
to
the
St.
cream
Maurits.
of the
There's a
crop,
confession
and
of
also-
me.
You say 2001. It's like
it
when
was-
my teenagers go back in the 1900s, which I want to slap them in the fucking face because they're talking like 1993. But you go 2001, like
2001.
What is happening?
That
What is
was
happening? Is that a thing?
and
It is
also
a thing.
because
it is. If I say it is, it is.
so
Oh my
Oh my
god!
god.
it was so good because WWE or WWF back then was pushed by WCW,
Right.
Ted Turner, and that was like they have a whole thing called the Monday Night Wars because Monday Night Nitro versus Monday Night Raw, and so the I know you guys, I'm probably boring you, but the reason
I love
why
all of this.
wrestling is live now is because WCW decided to go live so they could have live content and go against WWE, who was taped every week. And then finally WWE had to go live also because WCW would tell viewers what was going to happen on the WWE show so they would stay and watch them. Although it did
So-
backfire once.
That's why we go live every week. We don't want
Yeah.
our competitors
It-
to
it
know
may-
our content.
It may
ahead of
be
time.
boring
why?
to you, Rubber Shoes.
that
It may
why?
be boring to you because you know all of this stuff. I didn't know all of that, so obviously now I know because I watched
No,
the documentary. but
I believe me, we watch all these biographies and stuff on all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's every, like I've probably watched biographies from different channels on the same wrestler, and each
Right.
one you find out something that you didn't know.
like a little nugget.
So
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, even if
one
I
thi-
knew 90% of it, the 10% that I didn't know would be worth watching it for.
The one non-surprising thing about it was that Vince McMahon's a prick. I mean,
Oh.
it's clear that Vince
that-
McMahon's an asshole.
Yes.
But
Oh.
anyways,
Spoiler
if you
alert.
get a chance to watch it, it's worth a watch. I mean, it really is.
I'll
I know,
definitely.
neither one of you
Spoiler
will
alert.
watch it. Timmy and Scotty will not watch it, but it's
Oh,
worth.
oh,
it's,
but
it's
dude,
worth
I have a 15-day road trip coming up. I'm
Oh,
gonna watch
all
Little
right.
Women. I'm gonna watch everything. Are you kidding me?
That's a
Scotty
good
looks
turn.
confused.
Are you gonna watch the original or are you gonna watch the remake of it that just came out?
Probably both. Why not?
Both.
Why
Makes
not?
sense.
Scotty,
I'll have time for Mr. Vince again. I'm sure.
have you watched any Agatha All In?
Yes, the first 2 episodes. We're watching the third one tonight, and the fourth one comes out late tonight. But we watched the third one tonight.
What is
Yeah,
that?
I watched the first 2 also. That's Marvel. It's
okay.
It's
Agatha
Yep,
on Disney.
Harkness.
apparently I've read some minor spoilers, like they're introducing Mephisto, which is awesome. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm interested to see that. It's basically Marvel's version of magic.
We
Yeah,
just
so
spent the
I'll-
last
I'll
20
try to
minutes
Doctor
on
Strange.
things Tim has no idea what we're talking about.
No, I love it. Love it. All the grappling, all the Marvel.
Did you not? You watched Marvel flicks? Have you not? Oh my fucking god! Your friendship with me is on the
Your
line.
kids weren't into any of the like Iron Man or anything.
I never
like that?
watched. I've never
watch
seen
Iron
a
Man,
Marvel
never watch
movie, I have to be
Avengers.
honest.
My kids
Never
weren't
watched it.
into that because I wasn't into that.
Right.
Oh.
Exactly.
But you never
Actually, I got into it because of my son.
This is going to shock you. Cameron's into video games and old school hip hop.
Let's go.
There's
Love
tons
it.
of video
I'll
games
let you
with
connect the
Avengers and
dots.
stuff. And, just
What's that?
saying,
What's
tons of
his
like
top
Iron
5
Man,
rappers?
Captain American video
no,
games.
it's never like growing up. I mean, I know Rubber Shoes was into it. Matty DeVoe was into it.
Yeah, I'm not into it either.
No, I wasn't.
Nope.
I wasn't
Just-
into the Marvel until actually
Not
Tyler.
against it. Not against
Tyler
it.
started watching it, and then I got into it. So I only started in the 2000s, late.
So are you off the show now, Scotty? Because
No,
two
he
out
just
of the
kicked me
4 of
off
us
the show.
don't-
He said we're not friends anymore. I
that's
won't be
ridiculous.
back. That's all right. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
no, I mean, I
Listen,
mean, no,
Timmy's a
you know,
DC
it's
Comics
actually
kinda
worse
guy.
for you, Timmy. What's worse for you is now I'm going to show up with like all the fucking movies, and I'm just going to shove them in your face. Be like, you need to do this, do this. It's great.
All right. Okay.
Oh, he's got a
pretty great,
15-hour
Do
road
you,
trip
do you
ahead.
like Star Wars, Timmy?
Dude, it's 2 weeks. It's more than 15 hours.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, repeat the
November
question,
11th,
Billy.
November
Repeat the
22nd.
question.
Oh,
We're
15
driving
days,
Yeah.
you said.
We're
15
driving
days.
to Dallas, dude.
Timmy,
Like,
where are you on
Oh,
the Star
my.
Wars?
I love Star
Oh.
Wars. I'm not. What?
As soon as you said, Scotty and I both had the same. Are you
Scotty's
serious?
frozen.
No, I'm here, but I'm
What did I say wrong?
check my
What's wrong?
browser
What's
in a
wrong?
second. If you don't, like you like Star Wars.
I do like Star Wars. I'm not the version of Star Wars fan like so, and I guarantee Scotty is.
Have you
There
watched
are
all
people-
9 movies?
There are people that will tell you there's a certain
10.
order to watch all 9.
11. Yeah.
I have only seen the
Actually,
original
there's-
3.
And then
And I am
there's
not
a
a fan.
layer deep.
11.
Like there's Nate Dickey, who owns our company, was talking to Colin, who's in charge of our compliance department. We're all at like this big team dinner. This is a handful of years ago, and they're both dorking out. And Nate's just like, well, so no, like 30 minutes into that episode, you have to pause it. Then you want to go over to Clone Wars, the animated one. You want to go to episode 7. Fast forward in 20 minutes, and I'm like, you run
Too
our
much.
company. That fucking
Yeah,
scares me.
I'm not that
I have
bad.
to go get a paper route. Yeah. And Scotty loves that. So I'm not that guy, but do I love Star Wars? Sure. Like, because if you're gonna polarize that conversation, you're either a Trekkie or a Star Wars fan, and I'm a
Neither.
Star Wars guy.
Adam, are you a Trekkie?
No, I'm neither. I don't watch that shit. I don't get
I
it.
don't watch that shit.
No sci-fi stuff for you?
No, none of it.
Lord of the
No.
Rings, nothing?
If you put a movie on, it's probably. I mean, I'd be honest. It's probably a comedy. Is really where I'm going. I'm not going Star Wars. I'm not going sci-fi. I'm not going comic books or Marvel Universe. I'm not doing any of that.
Jump
crap.
right into the fucking WNBA. Your fucking life lacks thrills, my friend.
Bro,
You know.
watch the playoffs. All right. You're sitting here hoping the Houston Astros lose. All right. Jump into real sports, the WNBA, please.
Are you fucking? You just said WNBA been around for 4.5 seconds. Baseball is like one of the oldest sports.
4.5 seconds.
Compared to baseball? Are you comparing?
baseball's
you're comparing
boring.
WNBA
It's boring.
to fucking baseball?
It is absolutely boring. Why are you watching baseball?
No,
It's
baseball is an
it's like watching
intellectual
paint
game.
dry.
Compare the two is my point. You can't
Intellectual
compare
game.
WNBA basketball and Major League Baseball. You cannot compare those two from a
I
historical
absolutely just did. And I will do it again.
Oh my god!
perspective.
It is so much more exciting, so much more
Oh,
entertaining
I tell you
than
what,
Major League Baseball.
I watched the college Final Four women's basketball, and then the WNBA is not a good product.
How many
for
games
me.
have you watched? How many games have you watched?
I've tried to watch a bunch, and
Because
yeah,
I watched Major League Baseball my entire life up until about 10 years ago. So I've
minus
put in my time and said,
you
and I
did
have enough.
You did it what 15 years?
I'm not 25. I wish I was.
I was like, wow,
much older than that.
Yeah, you said he was older than I was a second ago.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm 45. I watched it for the first 35 years of my life. But I've been watching the WNBA for quite some time. I have a wealth of comparison abilities, and telling you right now, the WNBA is way more entertaining and exciting than Major League Baseball.
For you.
Yeah,
that's
I'm sharing my opinion.
Yes.
All right, we're doing Patriots predictions.
Like Scotty's like, get this
So
car.
25%
I can't
of
talk
this
about it
show.
anymore. We got fucking Star Wars people that are just not Star Wars.
WNBA is more excited than baseball.
Well, 25% of this show was a Detroit Pistons fan 20 minutes ago, and 25% of the show was a Lakers fan 35 minutes ago. So, let's talk about it, Rubber Shoes. Let's talk about it, okay?
The NBA is much better than the WNBA.
Well, so much so that you picked 3 teams to root for. I got it. All right.
Yep.
Wait, Adam,
all right, the Patriots.
Hold on a second. Adam, would you say the NBA is better than WNBA?
Oh, there's no question.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we were.
Scotty was going to jump out of his windows. They're already
open. These are really expensive.
I don't want any glass flying, Scotty.
Way too expensive.
Yep.
They're like the little
my
slide
goodness.
things.
Well, real quick around the horn. What's happening?
Oh, that's
you
nice.
That's like you slide them up and down to go to.
You got an ATV that you ride out in the back there?
Is the pool covered? Pool closed?
Yep.
Yes, pool's closed.
No swim instructor today. Bummer.
Pool's closed.
No.
Notre Dame has a bye. Move on.
You're on a bye. Scotty, who do you guys have?
That's a legit question. Nathan's here. Hi, Nathan.
Nathan. He's out. He's out.
I
need to move into Scotty's house. Scotty's house is super nice. Every time he shows you've done a nice job with that house.
He has done a nice job.
No, he's done a nice job with this house. Let's be honest.
Adam, UMass is at Northern Illinois.
Yeah, we'll probably. I'm assuming we're going to win by at least a touchdown.
Northern
Illinois beat Notre Dame.
Northern Illinois is giving 17. So you guys have a 17-point pad.
We're going to win by a touchdown.
Oh, I love that.
Washington.
All right. You got Washington? Are you home or away?
In Washington.
In Washington, okay. And we're at Virginia, and right now they're giving us a point. It's like 1 or 1.5 or something like that.
It's
good times.
Good
times.
Timmy, did you watch the Billy O'Brien episode of Games with Names?
I did. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It's really good.
Awesome episode.
Is Castellanos back this week? I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. So we got super lucky last week. That was a shit show. What an absolute shit show that was last week, but we got away with it.
Just got to win. It's it.
Patriots predictions.
All right.
What do we got?
I got Patriots 3, Dolphins 3.
Well, I was close last week.
Well, at least you'll be in the suite to enjoy that, Rubber Shoes.
Yeah.
Honest to God. What did you just say, Rubber Shoes?
Patriots 3.
Going to end in a tie?
Dolphins 3.
Honest to God.
Unless what Scotty said on the text happens, and I will be very happy if that happens.
Yeah, Patriots are only given 1 point at home. That's all it says. Favored by 1.
Remind me what Scotty said, so I'm.
Yeah, remind me what I said.
Drake May starts the second half.
Oh, I think he starts. Yeah. I think he's starting. I don't think
not.
It's the second.
They've already ruled it.
Oh, did they announce it already?
Yeah.
They announced it Monday.
Yeah, almost immediately. Yep.
Go ahead, Adam.
A lot of speculation. I'll say 17-10 Pats.
Hopeful. What do you got, Scotty?
Oh, okay. Well, Billy's. It's funny because it is the 31st and 32nd offense. So yeah, it's probably not going to be a ton of scoring. With that being said, I'm going to say 20-7 Pats.
Let's go. I think we score a defensive touchdown. I gotta say.
I'm going to go 12-9 Dolphins.
Ooh.
And it's exactly what you think. It's exactly what you think it is. Yep. Sign those kickers now. 12-9 Dolphins.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, they're really gonna sit because I think if they're not starting Drake, he won't go in. I think they're committed to him not starting, and I'm not against that. I guess I'm just annoyed.
He went in one game already. The Jets game he played.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I apologize. Do you really think he starts second half? You think it's that bad he starts the second half, Scotty?
No. I mean, it all depends on what's going on with Brissett. I mean, if it, I'm relying on the fact that like if Mayo's a man of his word, right? Mayo said that if Brissett is still doing what the actual organization expects him to do on offense, right? That's which clearly he has not over the first 4 games. So to me, if he's really not, and against Miami, which is a dreadful football team right now, and they're a mess. McDaniels is a mess. He's coked out of his mind. They're all over the map. And like to me, if Jacoby's out there and he throws another interception, or there's a turnover or whatnot, or there's multiple 3-and-outs, and they're punting constantly and they're struggling, I could see him starting the second half. But again, that's me thinking that Mayo's a man of his word and keeping it in that regard. I mean, he's already talked about Ramondre Stevenson losing his job because he fumbled multiple times. What about Brissett if he's not actually moving the ball down the field as the leader of the offense, as the quarterback? Does he get to keep his starting role? You know what I mean? Like you can't really have you can't have your cake and eat it too in that situation.
Not having Andrews in there is scary.
In theory, they get Cole Strange back. In theory, they get Cole Strange back this week and Kendrick Bourne. So they are getting some help. They could get Mapu back as well as Taki. There's a lot of other players that might come back that have been on IR for the last 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens. They haven't announced who they're bringing back and who they're cutting. I know they brought in Isaiah Bolden. They brought him up as well from a cornerback position and moved, I'm blanking on the guy's name now, out to the practice squad, but or injured list or something like that. But so there will be a lot more moves between now and Sunday.
And outside of the Patriots fiasco that we're witnessing game by game, does the Devontae Adams get traded? He apparently asked for a trade. And where do you think he lands? What's the landing spot for him?
The Jets.
That'd be terrible. I mean, I see the connection, obviously, but I think that would be terrible.
I agree.
He says he wants to go to the Jets or the Saints. Because he went to the Raiders because he wanted to play with Derek Carr.
Right.
Yeah. So he has impeccable taste, is what you're saying, in quarterbacks?
Interesting.
So he either wants to go back with Rodgers or
go.
Oh.
Although there has been some rumors of him going back to Green Bay also. But we don't have to worry about him going to the Chiefs. They've already said that they're not trading him inside the division.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's getting messy. Rasheed's broken now, so Rashee Rice is out.
Kramer.
What's that?
Yeah, they're not going. I told you they're not going to.
Kramer. Seinfeld Karma.
Yes.
Karma.
And
Karma
Kramer for him for that shit that he pulled during the summer that we won't look at it until end of the season. So guess what? You're gonna miss the season.
Yeah.
Scotty's getting the hook.
Season. Yep. The executive producer is here. It's time. It is time. I have no idea what next week looks like, but I think it's Wednesday, so we'll probably be back Wednesday. Want to thank everybody for hanging out. We would love for you to subscribe and share and like and comment. And on behalf of our dear friends over at AAA Work Trucks who don't ever invite Corey or Adam or Uncle Dukes or me to a game, we hope that it rains. We hope you get stuck in traffic. And we hope that you have a horrible time with your employee rubber shoes.
Oh, we have VIP parking pass too. So
hang up on him. Hang up on him, please. Please.
We'll see you next week. Until then, take care, guys.
I'm drinking the rest of the drink.